Hey yo, shalom, shalom. It's your brother Josh. And I'm just responding to the debate talk for you topic coming up May 18th. I was watching a video and I understand the talk about unifying, right? Because we all want to unify Yasharal. But in saying that, in keeping with the idea, how can we unify Yasharal? Well, first of all, in order for Yasharal to be unified, there's a couple things that we all have to agree on. Because these are things that are in the scripture that that we know to be true. First one is we all have to agree that Yahweh is Elohim. Now, I know that in the pronunciation of that, there's all kinds of different pronunciations. You got Yahuwah, Yahweh, some even say Jehovah, you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, with the name, wisdom has to be applied, right? Because we know that Yah isn't petty. So if someone doesn't know the correct pronunciation of the name, and they've never took time to study it, or they never did any searches, then Yah is not going to hold that against them. Because if they're sincere inside with their prayer, he may even listen to them, even if they're saying Jehovah or God or things of that nature. And you can probably tell in the way my tone is when I say that those aren't the names that I use, because from what I've been shown within, Yahweh is the correct pronunciation. But like I said, the Most High isn't petty. Allah Yawan is not petty, so he knows whose heart is in it, so to speak. So that's one thing that all who consider themselves Yasharal have to agree on. It's the first commandment, and there's a whole lot more that could be explained in regards to the actual allegorical context and the whole meaning, but straight up we have to agree on who Yah is. So that's one. And two, what we all have to agree on is that Dawad is our king forever. Straight up. And there's a lot of things that you can look at, even in this world, in regards to Dawad being our king, that we'd have to agree. We just have to agree on that, because it's prophecy. The scriptures say that Dawad is our king forever. And being that Ezekiel's prophecies haven't been fulfilled, at least not on the earth, that we should be looking for Dawad as our king. Dawad was our king in the past, the first king. Well, I should say the first king, but the king who brought us to our height as a nation. So, right, and it's arguably that during Solomon's reign, that was our height as a nation, even though Solomon fell off as a king, right? But we're not going to go into the falling offs of kings and this and that. But these are just two things that all who consider themselves Israelites need to be unified on. Why? But why do we need to be unified as far as Dawad being king? Well, the reason is that kings on this earth actually trace their lineage to Dawad. There's no kings on this earth that trace their lineage to so-called Jesus, right? In fact, the popes and all those who consider themselves followers of Jesus, in fact, just use Jesus as a control mechanism. But what they can't do is they can't use Dawad as a control mechanism, because they can't do it. But to legitimize their claim to royal descendancy, they have to connect themselves with the Wad, because no matter who you're talking to, then that's why it's a little foolhardy to get into conversations about our culture with so-called commissions or whatnot, because the real hardcore ones especially don't think that any of the so-called biblical characters were even real. So you have to just put that to the side, because we know that figures in this world operate with the notion that they are of these actual biblical characters, and this is what these are what the devils use to give them the illusion of power, right? But we all know that Yahweh is in control of all things, and that power is being divvied out again amongst his people. But it's in a process to where we're never going to make that mistake again, as in times past, whenever we had power and we made the mistake and Yahweh took it away from us. Because with power, of course, comes great responsibility, and with responsibility, that is something that we have not shown, and that we did show but didn't maintain it in regards to our people. So, those are just two things that Yasharal is going to have to agree on, even begin to unify, because what makes that second one so important is that you can't bring Yasharal as a nation to the world, let's say like the UN and the so-called things of the world that are established, without having a lineage, right? Because there's a reason why these so-called nations are together at the UN, because they're considered nations, right? So we're not considered a nation, not within the context of United States, other than the United States. So this is where the meek inheriting the earth comes into play, where basically we have to inherit all this and then inject who we are as a culture into it in order for it to change. Because we obviously see that this world is not going to literally tell all people who are Israelites and Yasharal who they are, and then subsequently hand over their positions of power to them. We just don't see that. So, speaking in regards to that debate on Debate Talk for You, those are just two things that were on my mind. All praises to Yahweh. So maybe you brothers and sisters can expound upon that. So in the meantime, Yahweh is going to do it secretly, and in a way to where even those who are proclaiming to be Israelites, and who don't know, and who are just proclaiming just to proclaim it because they want some sort of they want to receive some sort of something from claiming to be an Israelite, and we all know that those aren't the real Israelites. The real Israelites are the ones who can feel it within their bones, within their soul, right? Regardless of if we are able to say we are Israelites openly or not. Sometimes things have to be done secretly, because we mess things up a lot of times whenever we're when we're zealous for a cause that's hollow, So anyways, shalom, and I get back with y'all on the flip side. Any questions or comments, leave it below and I'll answer it to the best of my ability. Yahweh Akkad, it's your brother Josh. Shalom.